What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we do always start by being transparent. Yesterday, I didn't do any good. I had the Hornets +5. They were winning until that second half. Had the Suns money line, go up by 20, lose by 14. So, terrible day for me yesterday. It's good to have you back, Rob Veno. Hopefully, yesterday was more kind to you than it was to me.
Yeah, no, it wasn't, honestly. What was kind at the end of the night, at least to get me into the win column, was the OKC Lakers game under. Not often that I play under Skee, but that one just seemed to set up. Even I think by the time I played it, it was bet down to 220.5. Still looked like an under. Lakers saying that they want to play a little bit slower, limit possessions while they have the injury situation. So that worked out, but couple of totals didn't work out last night. Dallas shot miserably. I had that game over. The Miami-Toronto game I had over. Did not get there. Not even close, really, because the Miami side didn't make 100 points. Lucky for me, there was a football game last night where we could capitalize with a big play to limit the losses. But the good work that we did Sunday, skipped Monday, and then gave that work back on Tuesday. So we'll look to make it right here this evening.
All right, shout out to the chat. We do have Brian there, and I don't know how to say this name, but we do appreciate you tapping in. All right, a lot of games on the slate today. We'll start at the top. That looks like Hawks and Cavs. Opened up -2, still around -2 or 2.5. Total around the opener as well. Only Jock Landale is out for the Hawks. For the Cavaliers, we have Jalen Tyson doubtful, Thomas Bryant out, Dean Wade and Donovan Mitchell both questionable. Um, I talked about this game on WagerTalk today. I just in games like this, I like to think that they're going to play defense because the game matters so much to both teams. The Hawks, you know, can still fall into the play-in right now, and the Cavs can still move up and get that third seed. So, very important game for both. I feel like not every, but majority of the games, I can only think of two: the Heat Celtics game about a week ago, and Spurs Nuggets. A game that matters for both teams where they went over. But these games where it's incentives for both teams. They've been lower scoring. I think this is too many points. And if I had to play a side, I would be looking towards the Hawks because I trust them more defensively and they're healthier. Vino, what do you think here?
Well, a couple of things. I don't think, in my mind, I don't think the Cavs want to be the 3 seed. Talked about it the other day. I don't think they want to be in the bracket with Boston. They've had no success against them this year. They'd rather be in the bracket with Detroit. All that being said, they can tie with the New York Knicks at the end of the year and still be the 4 seed because the Knicks win that tiebreaker. So for Cleveland, this is a game, to me, this is the first of 2 where they're going to play each other back to back. I think they play in Atlanta on Friday. To me, this is the test game for Cleveland right here at home against Atlanta. I think they'll go all out to try and get this one just to test themselves if they're ready for the playoffs. This series, actually, this could end up being a series next week, 4 versus 5, Atlanta-Cleveland. So to me, I think the Cavaliers probably put themselves to the test here tonight against the Hawks. If they get this one Friday night, I would probably come back with Atlanta. Atlanta has a ton to play for here, as you mentioned, trying to just make sure that they stay in to the playoff and not fall into the play-in. But I do kind of like the Cleveland side here, Skee. I think this is the game that they'll focus on. Their final game of the year is against Washington. They can write that off as a throwaway. But as long as they don't go ahead and win all 3 and have the Knicks lose all 3, then they're going to be just fine sitting in the 4 spot and ending up playing in that bracket with Detroit. So to me, this is a game they can target, try to win. Atlanta the same. I just think Cleveland at home probably the better side here. So I would look towards Cleveland in this game. And if they do get it, I would probably counterpunch with Atlanta on Friday.
That thought process makes sense. I can get behind that thought right there. T-Wolves and Magic. Magic went from 5.5 as high as 9.5. Total is going up as well from 226.5 as high as 229. As far as injury report, Howard, Isaac out, Carter Jr. and Kane questionable, Gobert, McDaniels questionable, Desumu, Conley, Edwards, and Randall all out. Seems like Minnesota doesn't really care. and Orlando has everything to play for here. So it makes sense why the spread has gone up. Yeah, I mean, feels like everything is priced in at -9.5. Is there any way we can get there with the other side, or how are you viewing this game?
Yeah, the only way I can look at it where I don't feel like I'm taking a huge chance is to play the Orlando team total. Minnesota, obviously, they clinched last night, so they're stuck in the sixth spot. It doesn't matter. That's why everybody's sitting out tonight. They still do put some scorers on the floor. They don't put a lot of size on the floor, especially if Gobert doesn't play. And Orlando hasn't played a ton of defense, but they do play offense really, really well. And against maybe a little smallish Minnesota team, a little quicker Minnesota team, because the reserves want to get their action in and get their points. I think Orlando. My only thought, Ski, against playing over 119 and a half team total was maybe if Orlando's winning by margin at the end, they take some guys out to preserve them for the next game, because I think Orlando's going to have to push all the way to the final game to keep their position. They want to be a home team in that play-in and possibly get into the playoff. They're only a game behind Toronto in the sixth slot. So that was my only negative, is maybe they would pull some guys late. But I think this one's going to be rather high scoring, and I trust the Orlando offense against what Minnesota's going to put on the floor tonight to get their own team total over. I honestly wouldn't argue anybody off of full game, but I choose to isolate team total because I think Orlando will do their best to play some defense in this game because they do need wins. So for me, it's on my short list of plays to make here. Orlando team total over 119 and a half. Oh, I got you muted.
Yeah, next up we have Bucks and Pistons with a 20-point spread here. Um, Funny enough, I have a system says you should take them, and what the system pretty much is saying is Bucks been playing too many games. They're on a back-to-back, and the home team should be focused after a loss. And the parameters say for spreads bigger than -16. But the problem is, do the Pistons care anymore? I mean, they've already clinched everything. They don't even really have anything to play for. I can't bet this system today. Uh, it's not a game I'm going to be betting. But I'm sorry, Rob. What do you think here?
Well, I mean, based on Glenn Rivers' comments yesterday, Google me, I'm a great coach. I took teams to the playoffs that didn't belong. I mean, it doesn't seem like he gives a darn either about what happens. And their offensive performance against the Nets last night was brutal. It stopped me in my tracks because I've been making money on playing Bucks games to the over, whether it be fading their defense or playing the full game. I won't get involved in that stuff anymore after seeing what I saw last night. Tonight, Kuzma and Turner were listed in the lineup early. They've since been scratched. So Milwaukee's just going to, basically give minutes to whoever. They still have a few guys who could score here. I don't know, Skee. I can't make heads or tails out of it. I wouldn't want to take the points because I think Milwaukee's thrown in the towel, obviously, especially their coach. And I don't want to lay it with Detroit either because they're really, as you mentioned, they have no incentive to win this game by 21 points. Total's kind of tough. It's going up 1.5 points. I don't know. It's just one that I scratched. I won't play.
Next, we have Grizzlies and Nuggets. 23-point spread. I mean, what are we doing? I mean, total 238.5 up to 245.5. That got to be the only way you're looking at this game. I say that. I had a system on the Spurs probably like a week ago, maybe a little more than a week ago. The game where they were covering and winning the whole game as a 16.5-point favorite, and then Wemby comes out the game. Obviously, the lead evaporates, and the Bulls. I mean, the Spurs dribble the clock out. The Bulls go and shoot the last second three. That didn't matter. So you get these big point spreads. You never know what could happen at the end of these games. Now, that same system I had on the Spurs is on this game for the Nuggets, but number is too high for me. I think that the Nuggets don't really care about playing defense. They're not good defensively. I think that they can name their number on the Grizzlies. Problem for the Grizzlies, they don't have my guy out there, and I don't like trusting their offense when he's not out there, Ty Jerome. So maybe Nuggets team total. Not betting this game, but not betting this game at all. What do you think?
Yeah, I'll just echo what you said last, and we can move on. I'm not betting this game. Just no solid way to look at it.
Blazers and Spurs. Opener says 3.5, still sitting there. Total keeps going down from 236.5 as the opener as low as 228. We did have Wimby, Stephon Castle, both ruled out. Miller is questionable. The same three guys for Portland are ruled out here. Uh, you know, my first thought is defense gets a lot worse without Wimby, right? But maybe the offense does too. And 3 of the last 4 games without Wimby, they've stayed under, I'm pretty sure. So they still can go out there and play defense. And this Blazers team, I mean, besides when they played the Nuggets, who nobody is stopping the Nuggets offense, they've been holding everybody under 106 lately. I mean, I would think the market is moving this one in the right direction for an under. What say you, Vino?
Difficult, Ski, because I take an opposite approach on it. I thought that the 8-point move toward the under was doing me a favor because Wembanyama's not on the floor and San Antonio has so many capable scorers, it seems like they find their way to 118, probably even better than 118 on any night. Now, a lot of that due to Wemby's recent surge, been on a rampage trying to get himself some MVP votes. And now he's not there. But like you said, his defense just unquestionably is a huge, huge factor, maybe even bigger than his offense. It gets into a battle of small guys here. I think one way we could look is a way we were looking, as recently as 3 weeks ago. If you're into the player prop market, maybe Donovan Clingan. Without Wembanyama in the game, you could look Clingan's way against Luke Cornett and maybe take his points and rebounds and capitalize in that fashion. So there's a couple of ways I'll look here. I'll try and look at Clingan maybe. And I still believe that maybe I'm going to take a look at this thing to get to 229. We're looking at a bunch of 228.5s out there. I just think the compensation for Victor Wembanyama's absence might be a little too much here.
Next game, we have Suns and Mavericks. Suns just played last night. Look fucking pathetic. Man, how do you go up 20 points and lose the game by 14? And it pissed me off, Rob. I don't even want to think about the Suns, honestly. Both of these teams are on a back-to-back. I don't trust either one. What are you doing with the Mavs and Suns?
Listen, I had Phoenix last night myself. I had Phoenix. They go on a 24-0 run and lose by 14. So it's a 38-point swing on your home floor against a playoff team. And it kind of shows me that they're, when playoffs come, they're not really much to worry about. If I'm Phoenix, I want to straighten that out immediately tonight. I don't think they'll sit anybody. Got to play this one out. Dallas shot terrible last night. 35 of 100 from the field, 35%, 6 of 33, 18.2% from three-point land. Klay Thompson, 1 for 10. I think Denver's shooting is going to pick up here tonight. I think Phoenix should have an easy time scoring against Dallas. I kind of lean over in this game. Don't want to lay it with Phoenix, even though the money has gone that way. Cooper Flagg's been on a pretty good run as of late, but I think it'll probably get over, Skee. Again, I'm as disgusted with Phoenix last night, or was as disgusted with Phoenix last night as you were, because that's just terrible. 38-point swing on your home floor against a playoff team.
Yeah, no excuses for that. And I don't even want to look at them, man. OKC and Clippers opened up 7. Now, I mean, there are some 7s, some 6.5 as well. Total open 226. It's as high as 228. Isaiah Jackson is out, and looks like J-Dub is probable. Thunder on this back-to-back. Don't have to travel because they stayed in L.A. Thunder like to play fast. They can score against anybody. We keep saying the Clippers want to play up tempo as well. I thought this would be an over game, but I'm nervous that, guys get rolled out, and it's going to affect the offense. So it's still early. Um, what do you think here, Vino?
I think OKC goes all out for this one. This one clinches the number one seed permanently for them if they win. So they won't have to worry about San Antonio breathing down their neck anymore. So I think they'll play hard. Um, the question for me, and obviously, like you said, the last 3.5 weeks, been preaching Clippers team total over, Clippers full games over, because of the change of philosophy. The only problem for me is maybe Oklahoma City's defense is locked in and is too good. But, last night they faced a depleted LA offense. No Luka, no Reeves, no LeBron. So it was kind of easy to hold them under 90. I don't know that it'll be as easy tonight against the Clippers. So I somewhat lean toward this thing getting over the point total. But I somewhat lean towards OKC as well. I just think that they're going to go all out to finish this thing off and clinch that number one seed. This is the game that would do it for them.
All right, that's the NBA card for today. And before we push that best bet button, we'll put up some of this promo stuff. We do still have the buy 3, get 3 days free. Comes out to 6 days for just $69. If you'd like to be involved for a year, you can get the all-in ultimate all access pass. Comes out to under $4 per day, and you'll receive a 25% bonus coupon with that. And we did have this one, but I mean, why get the playoffs for $199 for one of us when you can get both of us for $49 more dollars, $249. So I think this is the best way to get involved. If you are familiar with me, playoffs is where I do my best work, and Rob Veno, profitable as well, does great work in the playoffs too. So a lot of different ways to get involved. Vino, I am not leaving the best bet for the show today, but I'll ask you if there's anything else you would like to promote, and if you have a best bet for the show, we'd love to hear it. If you don't, it's all good.
Yeah, I would just echo your sentiments, Skee, about that last promo. Get the combined work of Skee and myself for the extra $49. Anybody, I know that we had some yesterday who joined in, so try and do our best work from here on out. Since December the 1st, it's been profitable for me. So that's a 5-month run right now where we've been making money in the NBA. So I hope to continue that. Tonight, I'll leave one, Skee, because I have a strong feeling on that Minnesota-Orlando game that Orlando's going to get into the 120s against the T-Wolves. Like I say, they clinched last night. No real reason to, exert any energy here tonight. It's kind of a roll the balls out game for them. I think Orlando will take advantage of that with their offense. So over 119.5 team total Orlando tonight. I'll leave as the best bet.
All right, that will be the show for today, Vino. It's great to have you back. Always appreciate you taking the time to cap these games with us. Chat, we appreciate you all as well. And I wish everybody good luck on other action tonight, and we will catch you all again tomorrow.